it to me. Give it to me.
Hi, Rich.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Molly, give us the high sign when you're ready to join the live stream, which we really just did. There you are. Yay.
Hello.
And
What
we
did
remembered to turn on
I
the live
miss?
stream.
Yeah, I just didn't want to
Hey,
forget.
there we go.
I just
there
didn't
we
want to
go.
forget. Rich was asking me what kind of keyboard I have.
Yeah, I just like the sound of it.
It is a
Make it.
K780, a Logitech K780.
That's a wireless situation.
Yeah. Has 3 connections that it can remember, so you can have it, you can hit a button and switch between devices wirelessly.
So I have the Logitech Keys, and the battery life on it is perfect for annoying me that the battery life is not quite long enough.
I see.
Whereas the mouse is delightful. The
Yeah.
battery dies so infrequently. I'm bemused that it needs to be charged at all.
I have to change my mouse. I really like this
Bemused.
mouse. It was very nice, very cheap. And that's probably the problem. But the scroll up stopped working
Oh,
on the scroll wheel.
that's kind of a key feature.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I can only scroll down on the scroll wheel.
Go full lunatic.
I think
get
I have the
Magic
same.
Trackpad.
I think I have the same keyboard as you.
Oh, as Rich?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Does your
Pretty similar.
backlight just like
Y'all are
I don't
key
know what's
buddies.
happening.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't because I don't use the studio for my day to day.
Mhm.
Like I use it for taping, but it's too non-temperature controlled to be in all day. Although honestly, I should just be in here all day and get like. Anyway, the battery doesn't die as often as it used to, but it's definitely not ideal. Although mine, I can plug in.
I don't remember
a
when I
little
got
USB.
this one. That's actually nice.
That's actually really nice. And so then it can
plug-in
just- yeah.
option.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is cool.
Yeah, so once in a while, it's just like I'm dying, and then I just plug in it. Like for example, when I just came up,
Does that work when you're just, I'm dying?
I'm dying, I'm dying.
Say it
I'm
every
dying.
morning when I wake up.
I like every woman my age
Lay it on me.
started creatine.
Wait, Molly,
it-
I'm just catching up with protein now. Okay, now I got to worry about.
Yeah, no, now you also have to do creatine. Turns out, and that's not just women my age. Apparently, it's like I didn't really know that creatine is like there are like 600 and plus like peer-reviewed studies on creatine being great for your brain and your muscles and all this stuff, and it's definitely helping my brain. And I think even a little bit my mood, which everyone can appreciate. Unfortunately, I have like doubled in size, which is just like a creatine thing, evidently.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, you just start retaining all of this water in your muscles and throughout your body. And so I've just become like a sausage in a casing right now,
Yeah.
which is not my favorite side. I'm
Which
just trying
then
to trust
just makes
the
you want to
process.
do Orange Theory even more.
Just trying to trust the process. Yeah, exactly.
But you're in a good mood.
I'm in a great mood. I just came from Orange Theory. So
Ah,
of course
there
I'm
you
in
go.
a great mood.
Yeah.
got that orange
Yep.
theory glow.
So, okay. I
Oh God, I gotta
ordered
put my items in.
I ordered this keyboard on August 13th, 2024. I assume it came shortly thereafter. I have not replaced the battery once.
Nice.
Now
Rich,
the battery
you're
is now
sold.
about to die right now. Since I said that. But
By the way, okay, I love that like the Google universe has been trying to push Gemini on me.
yeah.
They're just like, why don't you
That's the-
upgrade? You
that's
should
the new
just
thing.
upgrade. Maybe you
Yeah.
should like get that. You should just totally get that. Just
Just
upgrade.
pay us for Gemini. Huh?
Now they just pushed it on me. Now you have limited time access to Gemini and Gmail, Docs,
Oh,
Drive,
yeah.
and more. Just like, here you go.
Just try it. Just try it.
Just
Yeah.
try it. Just
Yeah.
get started.
You're going
I
to
don't
love
have
it.
time. I don't have time.
We'll
to
just
get
charge
started.
you at the end of the trial. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. Like sometimes when convincing doesn't work, force.
Foisting.
Yeah.
Foisting.
That's what I do with my dog.
That was a funny Larry Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, the foisting one.
Oh. I don't know if I
Yeah,
remember
okay.
that.
He discovers that he had his terrible assistant foisted on him.
Ah,
Oh, it was a foisting.
It's
very Larry David.
a good word.
Foisting.
Quality word.
Very, very Larry.
Very, very Larry. And it's that funny lady from Portlandia.
Have you all watched The Studio yet?
The
Have you
Studio.
heard
Is that
the
with
good news?
Seth? Wait, what?
Seth Rogen?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I know the
no.
conceit of it. I haven't watched it. I've heard it. Like the idea of it sounds very fun.
So good. So good. It's an anthology series too. So it's not, there is a kind of a running plot line throughout the way there is in like Star Trek, The Next Generation, right? Like, you know, you revisit this ongoing story every once in a while. But it's not like every episode, it's not like a drama where, you know, every episode is picking up from the previous one. There is an episode about casting, which is to die for. It's
Really?
just so well done. If you want the most hilarious commentary on performative inclusion
Okay.
you've ever seen,
Really?
yes.
It's called The Studio? I'm into
The
this.
Studio with Seth. Yeah, Seth. It's Seth Rogen's production, and he stars as a studio head of a film studio. There's also some really hilarious stuff about how being a head of a film studio isn't as prestigious as it used to be.
Oh, ouch.
You know, and like running into
Believable.
the there's a there's an episode called The Pediatric Oncologist, for example.
Okay.
It
Oh, dear.
is genius.
Dang. Okay. All right. When basketball is over, I mean,
Yeah.
Molly, basketball
And-
is over.
which remains my job. I know it should be. It ended hard for, well, all of us. Basketball ended hard for all of us, but even without a dog in the fight, this is still my job. Also, did you
Yeah.
see the end of last night's game? Because
No, I didn't watch last night's game.
you guys. Okay. Knicks have it in the bag, right? There's like 4 minutes left. They're up by 14. This rando dude on the Pacers, Neesmith, who they picked up for like a couple of Canadian nickels and a can of Coke, hits like 5 3-pointers in a row. And then Hallie, freaking Halliburton, that kid is crazy, hits what appears to be, so it takes this what looks like a 3-point shot. It's like clang off the basket, bounces up, bounces in.
Oh,
Appears to be at the buzzer. Like it hits clangs, it's red, it bounces up, it bounces in the basket, and it looks like he's won the game, but it was ruled a 2, so it went to overtime,
oh, geez.
where the Knicks literally proceed to choke and lose. And then Halliburton, I gotta love this kid because he's just so street, like he's just cold as they come. He gives the Reggie Miller choke signal, and he's standing in front of actual Reggie Miller. You
Oh
guys,
my God.
it was like one of the greatest 8 minutes of basketball I have ever seen. Like I could not, and I was texting a friend about it, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm pretty excited about Thunder Knicks. Like I'd like that to be the matchup. And we're only 3 games away from that." And I was like, no, we're not." He had turned it off. He thought the Knicks had it won. I was like, "You fool! It's playoffs."
You fool. You fool.
It
Man,
was just a pure I love sports.
is a Thunder Pacers final the NBA's worst nightmare?
I think it is. Yes,
For-
that would
for-
be probably the
It-
lowest
I mean,
watch.
people are watching the playoffs no matter what. So they're actually going to get decent viewing, but yeah.
That's the plot twist to make people think the NBA isn't scripted. They're like,
They're
we
gonna
would never do
fix
this
it
on purpose.
for the
Like,
Pacers and the Thunder,
please
so that
believe me.
in order to deflect suspicion that
Oh,
they're
what?
fixing.
What are you talking about?
So they said, by
It's
the
a
way,
false flag. Playoffs.
I had to look this up
That's
because
amazing.
this is how insane it was last night. Teams with a 14 plus lead with under 3 minutes to go are 944 and 1. Like, I mean,
So
I
you're
can see
saying
why my
there's a
man's
chance.
turned it off, but
Yeah.
they will talk about that for decades.
As a Cavs fan, I will say the Pacers are pesky. They don't
They
go
are
away.
pesky. Yep.
They can rain threes with the rage and umbrage of untold ages, and I can't root for them even though they're perky. It hurts
Yeah.
me. It hurts my soul.
Should you and I cheer for a Timberwolves Pacers final so that we can say our teams lost to the people who made it to the finals?
That is the
I
logic.
mean, that's a real argument. Yeah.
There is
Thought
that
about
logic.
as well.
Like I do that in baseball weirdly, where
Yeah.
it's like especially if it's close, I'll be like, all right, now you have beaten my chosen. Now you may go on.
That my dad always did that. He's like, whoever beats my team, I want to win it all, so that we can at least say, well, we didn't lose to the loser.
I feel like that. I'm kind of on that.
I weirdly, just from I like when New York teams are good, kind of was like had an interest in the Knicks, because I like rooting against good New York teams. So it's weird.
Yeah.
My son believes that the Knicks finals is the prophecy because of all the guys on the Knicks who went to Villanova and the Pope. New Pope. Yeah.
I
He's
did
like,
not think about
Pope
that.
went to Villanova. Core of the Knicks team is Villanova guys. Knicks in the finals is the prophecy. This is his.
Yeah.
This is
All
his.
right.
Yeah. I was like, honestly, that's fun. I could roll with that.
Was it somebody said the other day, like the Pope going to Villanova meant that he didn't get accepted to Notre Dame?
I said that, yeah.
No,
It was
you
on-
said that. You said
Well,
that.
no, I mean, I
Okay.
didn't make it up. I just reported
But
it from Twitter.
you were passing that along. Yeah.
and they
yeah.
were like, this must
I-
mean that Notre Dame turned down the Pope. And I was like, that's good.
It also
So
means
genius.
he saw some quality Rolly Massimino coach basketball. I'm just gonna say that.
You know, Villanova made me my checking account because we did the coffee can March Madness pool
Yeah.
when I was in high school, and I pulled Villanova, and everyone laughed. They're like, well, you don't. It's not like you have no chance. And then I won.
And then I won.
I won the $64 because it was back when there were 64 teams, and it was $1 to pay in. I won the $64, and I went and opened a checking account with it.
Oh my God, that's a good story.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
most
good.
responsible result of gambling I've ever
I mean,
heard.
it honestly really is, seriously. And I went and opened
it was the
checking
most
account.
money
It's
I'd
not-
ever had at once in my life.
It's true.
You know,
You're like, this
I was
seems
like,
cool.
what am I going to do with all of this? I better put it in the bank.
I could Vegas, but no. But no. But definitely not.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's been our sports update for today. And like I said, when sports is over, although I did look it up, this is like game one. Game one was like the lowest watch game since COVID. Game one of this final series.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that like Wolves, Thunder, Pacers, Thunder at least maybe,
Yeah.
have the MVP, but like
Oh, that's true.
Wolves,
Yeah.
Pacers,
Wolves
ain't
might
nobody
be
watching
might
that.
be wor- might be even lower. You're right.
would be
in,
pretty
yeah, in
brutal.
terms of like, who are these effing guys?
Yeah.
Like level, like you're just
Yeah.
like Pacers. I don't.
Yeah, the name recognition outweighs the market size for the Thunder. That's a really
Now
good
you
Yeah.
find out very quickly who the Pacers are when you play them. It turns out in the playoffs.
It
I didn't
turns
know
out they
this.
really
I
just-
didn't know this.
Yeah, that was
Can
that was brutal.
now, Molly, you're a mother of a child.
Correct.
I did not realize, now having two kids in elementary level experience here, age, but that's the word,
Yep.
that the month that like the middle to the end of May is like an unmanageable morass of appointments for school. Like we don't even have sports starting yet. And it's just like, well, we have this recital. Well, and then we have this performance. And then we have this ceremony. Oh, and then we have a Girl Scout thing coming up. And it's just like we're just getting everything in. I did not realize, especially with two, it's like every single day
Have
there
you
is
by
now
any chance looked
activities.
at the lineup? Did you look at the lineup? Did you look at the lineup?
I did not look at the lineup. No.
Look at my thing.
Oh my God! Did I spoil it? Oh yes, this is what it is. I'm losing my freaking mind. Oh my God!
Bro,
I blew up your thing.
I know.
Oh my God!
And does not get, it gets like a little better, but it's not all the way better. And then when they are graduating, that is not better.
Oh man! I just need to get them involved in way less activities. I was like, can you play more video games? That'd be
It
cool.
won't matter.
What is the deal with there being graduation every year now? That's what's happening with my nieces.
What?
Where like my niece just had second grade graduation
Oh, no,
pictures.
No, come on, no.
It's
That's
like
stupid.
no, you don't need to do that.
don't
I mean,
need to do
they're
that.
they're cute. Don't get me wrong, but yeah,
Oh, I was on the kindergarten PTA. Also, you're looking at the first grade PTA secretary now.
Of course you are. Mhm, that's right.
But in kindergarten, we had this big thing because the principal's there every week. So it's basically like principal Q&A is why you go there as your parent. And there was like this whole big thing of, are we going to have a kindergarten graduation with like gowns and caps and stuff like that? And he goes, well, no, we see this as like a continuum of education. They're not really leaving one thing. It's all part of the
Yeah,
same
right.
thing. They're just
They are
advancing.
not, in fact, graduating.
Yes. And
Yeah.
there was so much arms crossed. Like,
Yeah.
I want the picture. I was
Grumble,
like, you
grumble.
can just go buy the gown. It's
You could just right. I mean, you could have a last day of school party
You have a party
for any
Absolutely.
grade.
Put them in a cap and gown, take a picture. Actually, I think that's what the second grade graduation thing is.
Definitely.
They really did put them in little caps and gowns. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry, because graduation is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like
Not
actual
anymore.
graduation is a big deal.
See, that's why Catholicism has these built-in ones. Second grade, you're making your first communion. You're already wearing some fancy
yeah.
stuff. You get a picture
Yeah.
at the end of the year anyway. It's not a
Yeah.
graduation, except in your fellowship with Christ. But
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're graduating from not communing.
yes,
and now you have.
In your
I like.
sacrament.
I completely attempted to hustle my first communion so that I could get the sweet party that my friend Alexis got with her little like baby wedding dress and like a bunch of presents and stuff. And then I like went to church with my grandma, who still went. My mother was lapsed. My grandmother still went, and she went up for communion, and I hustled right in behind her, and she was like, "What do you do? Have you had your first communion?" And I knew that she wouldn't let me if I said no. So I was like, yeah. So one, I lied in church to my grandmother. Then I followed her up and took communion. And then I went home to my mother and I said, I had my first communion.
Give me
Bring
the cake
on
with,
the party.
Give me the cake with the rosary on it. Come
I
on.
did it.
I did it. And my mom's like, great.
Good for you. Oh my gosh.
No party.
Wow.
So then I have to hustle my way to church again with grandma. Not my favorite. I go take a communion again. I come home to my mom. I have my first communion again. This is a true story. And my
This
mother's
is
like,
great.
super.
You're
And
like
that's
looking
why-
for the unlocked achievement. I did the thing.
Still
Ergo.
no party. Yeah.
Didn't seem to work last time. Let's
So-
try this again.
And that's why I'm not a Catholic. The end.
I love that kid logic of like, my parents are so stupid.
I'm like,
Maybe
she
if
just
I
didn't
do
get
it again.
Yeah, she
they'll-
just didn't get it.
Yeah.
She just needs a minute to like get it. She was like busy.
Yeah,
that day or
she's
whatever.
old.
I
Yeah.
get it.
Little slow.
Yeah, yeah. Lied to grandma in church.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, shall we
let's do
then
the show.
to do the show?
Because I got to go get a bunch of graduation stuff ready. Because
Indeed. All right, let's clap it up in 3, 2, 1.
And music in 3, 2.
Give it to me.
hey everyone, I'm Molly Wood.
And I'm Tom Merritt.
Welcome to It's a Thing, the weekly podcast supported by you about things that are things.
This is the best show ever.
Best show
Okay.
ever.
I don't know about what other shows say about themselves, but they're wrong.
I really maintain that this is the most relatable show on the internet. Who cannot relate to things that are things?
That is true.
Yeah.
Because we are either confirming you, like, I thought that was a thing,
Mhm,
you
I
know,
see
all
you.
right.
Yep, uh-huh.
Or educating, like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep.
So there's
either
nobody's left out.
We validate you or we make you look cool in public. Everybody
right.
wins. Everybody wins on It's a Thing.
Yeah. Unlike my old dentist, we validate.
Not that Tom is holding a grudge or anything.
No, I wasn't holding a grudge until I changed dentist recently. And my
Yeah.
dentist is like, oh, yeah, we validate. I'm like, really?
Like, what did it
You're the
really
best. No, why didn't I switch early?
Seriously.
That's a very LA thing, by the way,
That is a very
to say. My dentist
very
validates part.
LA thing. and only mean parking, but also maybe mean the other thing.
Yeah. Actually, I've only been once.
Like
I
your
didn't-
dentist might mindfully validate.
there wasn't
you.
any opportunity for validation in that this short visit this time, but we'll see. We'll see.
You can validate us and our continuing existence by supporting the show yourself at patreon.com/it's a thing. If you would like to contribute dollars to keep the show on the air, we would be grateful. You can also represent in public. You can buy merch related to the things that we talk about at it'sathing.me/shop.
And you
we
can
got
then say what? This old thing?
This whole thing. See what he did there? Explain the joke. It always makes it better.
Always helps. And now I will segue to our things. My first thing is a temperature blanket.
Okay.
This is a bit like, now I'm blanking on the name. What are the quilts where you like take old clothes and you make it do a quiz, like a story quilt or something
Oh.
like that?
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
This is kind of in that vein, but it's crochet, and each row is a color based on the temperature that it was that week in the year.
Really?
Or I'm sorry, day,
Not
each
day.
day. Yeah, because you wouldn't have a very long blanket if it was.
I know. I was
weeks.
like, all right,
Yeah, one row is crocheted for each day of the year, and the color of the yarn you use is based on the temperature. Now there are different scales for this depending on where you look, but generally, for Fahrenheit users like us, 10 degrees is a color. Like 20 to 29 degrees, 30
Right,
to 39 degrees,
yeah.
etc. And then usually you do the blues for the colder temps, the oranges and the reds for the higher temps.
maybe there's some whites in here for just like a perfect California day or something.
I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure where the
Maybe
white comes in.
those might
but
be actually like a cooler. They might be a gray, and they just look
no
white.
data.
No data. Oh my god, that is so darling, because then it doesn't matter how long it takes you.
Mm-hmm.
What? This
Yeah.
is so fun. Oh, and they listed all the colors. Yes, what I thought was white was actually a grayish type. Oh, the white is a month dividers.
Oh, that's what the
If you
white. That
scroll
makes
all the
sense
way to
now
the
that I'm
bottom, it
looking
shows
at
you
it.
what
Okay.
colors
yeah,
they
yeah,
used.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to learn to crochet immediately. This is so cute. I want to
And
do
it makes a nice looking blanket, with multicolors that kind of, they have a bit of a gradient to them as the year does. It's not really necessarily as nostalgic as quilts can be, for various reasons, but it does make a cool looking blanket.
It does make a cool looking blanket, and it just it marks your passage through the year, because it could take you easily a year to. I mean, I have a shawl that it took me like 2 years to knit. Rather, is
Yeah.
a rage blanket a thing? By OK wants to know. The more enraged I am that day, the brighter red the color I use.
Sure. Why not? We'll make it
Sure.
a thing. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
maybe-
You could have feelings blankets. You could pick colors for each feeling. Like you could just sort of
Ooh.
pick them in advance, right? Like you could.
Yeah. You
create a
just look
range
at
of-
your live journal mood for that day
Yeah, exactly. Because you're back in time.
because
But
you're
you could-
George R. R. Martin.
Identify, I don't know, like 6 feelings or something, and then
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
now I want to make a feelings one too. Actually, did we just
Oh, I
invent
love
that?
this. Yeah. Let's do
Make
it.
a feelings one. This is so cool. I love this. What a good thing. What a good find. Also, for those of you who may be watching, I don't know if you can even see it very well, but behind me is in fact the kind of, oh god, I don't want to mess up my camera. The very well-known temperature art. Like there's
Like
a
a
poster
like a
that somebody
poster.
created.
Yeah.
And it's basically global temperatures over like the last 100,000 years.
Oh.
And it's just like blue, 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 white, 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 white. And then a teeny little line of human existence where everything gets red real fast.
Reek.
Yeah, that's us. That's us.
Yeah. Look, we did it.
We did it.
Good for us. Anyway, temperature blanket.
So good.
Yeah. Cool looking.
Okay. Well, if you were to start if you were to start the feelings blanket in May as a parent, let's just say that all of your May days are going to be deepest red, and the world and the internet are here to give a name to the unique feeling that you may be having as a parent in May, which is, I am going to die. Why is there so much stuff? Why do we have a recital and a performance and a senior this thing and the graduation thing? And then we got it. And also we're getting camps ready. And then we're just running around to 50 million things. Maybe we're going to get them ready for college. Like, I don't even know. Evidently, we call this Maycember. Because it's like that miserable time in December where
when you're having to
doing.
crush everything in before the holidays.
Yes.
Got it.
It's exactly like that. And now you got Spirit Week, and you got student presentations, and you got finals and the teacher conferences. And then, yes, you do have to show up and get some bagels and coffee for the teachers to say thank you for the teachers. And then, I mean, oh my goodness. Maycember. And so I saw it pop up on Instagram, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago or something. And I was like, oh, that's genius. And then now I'm seeing it everywhere. In fact, I know that it is now a super duper thing because it was on the Today Show today. Like the day we are recording this.
This is not
Today.
lagging. This is a current indicator. Well, the other funny thing is in our pre-show, Rich, our producer, was like, what is the deal with all of these appointments that come in for your kids, but at the end of May? And Molly's like, did you see my thing?
I just started laughing. I was like trying to be so sympathetic and I just was cracking up because I'm like, yeah, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
What you're
Clearly.
describing is a thing.
Clearly a thing. I'm watching this from the outside with my nieces who have like graduations for things that don't need graduations, a recital that we're flying up for on June 7th, and signing up for all the camps to the point that my sister-in-law was like, I don't know what to do with June on this week. And Eileen, my wife, was like, why don't you send her to Tita camp? Tita's the Tagalog word for aunt.
Yeah.
And so we're planning on June just coming here for a week to give her mom a break
So
from
great.
summer.
That's so great of you. That's so nice. Yeah. Cause no, I do that with my house too. I call it Camp K. And I'm like, just come here. Somebody evidently, a woman in Connecticut, this is on the Today Show article about Maycember, which some people call May-ageddon, but obviously Maycember is easier to say. This woman wrote in and said she got a letter from her daughter's school titled The ABC Countdown, a catalog of 26 theme days.
Oh my God.
For each letter of the alphabet.
Why?
Like, that is just wrong. She wrote she did a TikTok video that's like, well, like bear or bunny day, bringing a stuffed bear or a bunny to cuddle. So it has to start with B. C is crazy hair day. F is fun fact day. G is green day. H is I would withdraw my child from that school. I genuinely would. Like, that's unacceptable.
Okay. I'm trying to figure. So I have two theories on why this sort of thing is happening. One is mission creep, right? I call it mission creep. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's that idea of like, you just take small steps with things and make them a little bigger and a little more complicated. And you don't realize it until suddenly you've got something that is unwieldy. And it's like along the way, no individual step was all that big. So it never felt unreasonable until you realize what you've done.
You put it all together.
The other one, and it's probably a combination, is shielding from the consequences, which I think particularly applies to that ABC thing where the teachers get the benefit. They get to see all the fun stuff that the kids bring in. They don't have to do the work of figuring out what it is and getting it in the child's hand and making sure they don't forget it, et cetera, et cetera.
And this is not to take away from the insanity that is Maycember for teachers also. Like, nobody's trying to, I mean,
there's a whole other side of it for the teachers.
There's a whole other side of it for the teachers. But yes, there is. But when it comes to the number of things,
perhaps I shouldn't have said teacher, but whoever plans that, because it's not always the teachers that do it.
Right, exactly. The teachers are probably just like, yeah, I don't want to do fun fact day. Like, I've been trying to get report cards done.
Yeah, totally.
We not have a presentation of a fun fact from everyone? Yeah, it's like, it's just, you know what it is? It's classic American BS. Like, we got to take anything to 11. You can't just have a spirit week or end of the year thing. Like, remember in the old days, you used to have senior skip day?
Yeah.
Yeah. My son's last official day of school was last Friday.
Yeah.
And now it's and they had a senior skip week last week. This week is senior skip week.
That's official?
Yep.
The senior skip day was not official when we did it. It was just seniors going like, there's no consequences. My exams are done. Yep. I'm out.
Now they have senior skip week. And their teachers are just like, yeah, don't come to school, I guess,
I mean, isn't that just ending the school year early for seniors?
So I'm just like, oh, okay. So now I'm like, oh, all right. So you're out of school. So now the schedule is already just
school ended.
Right. Because he's just like around and want to which is amazing.
Yeah.
He's around. He wants to hang out because he's going to go to college next year.
Sure.
But I'm also like, I really was not fully prepared for you to just be around.
Because I thought school ended on that day. And it turns out it ends on this other day.
Yeah. He keeps having parties at the house because he's like, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have been to 17 senior, because he goes to an art school. So we've been to 17, we've been to the fashion show and the vocal show and then the senior vocal show and then Maycember.
Maycember. That's a good
Yep,
one.
Rich, you are validated, not with parking, but with feeling.
Well, you'll want to try to grin and bear all of that throughout Maycember, and you'll want your teeth to look good. So I have some new toothpaste. Have you heard of High Smile?
No.
Not a sponsor. Also not marijuana related. It's HI, not
Does
HIGH.
sound like
High Smile is flavored toothpaste. So you're like, well, okay, toothpaste is flavored. It's mint. No.
for children.
High Smile is for everyone, not just for children.
Okay.
Watermelon, kiwi, blue raspberry. It's a whole brand. And I Chupa Chups. We've got brand collab going on here of like cotton candy. Like your toothpaste does not have to be mint anymore. You can get High Smile and get a good flavor in your toothpaste.
What does your breath smell like?
I don't
I feel like
know.
the benefit of toothpaste, I like that. I want my breath to smell minty and nice, not like sour raspberry.
I assume
I don't know
that
how I
it
feel
doesn't
about
have
this.
much of an effect on that,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's not going to leave you with that fresh minty feeling. I know that, but maybe that's just me being old, right? Like
yeah.
The thing that keeps your breath from smelling really is cleaning the mouth, right?
Well, yeah, I know.
So it shouldn't be have an odor whether you're using mint or not. But you're right. I don't know if you've got a blue raspberry
Right.
fumes coming out.
Miasma.
Yeah. Particularly, there's the KFC flavored toothpaste.
What? No, come on.
Yep.
So are you informing us that this exists? Or have you seen it places and it's popping up on Instagram? And people are
Yes.
talking about using
Credit
it?
to Mitsula when I was in Las Vegas, who was mentioning it. He's like, the thing that's all the rage right now is this High Smile toothpaste. I'm like, I did not know about High Smile toothpaste. So
Got it.
yeah. So
Yep.
it was word of mouth that put it to me. And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, people are doing this.
Get it? It was word of mouth.
Yeah, yes.
He doesn't even when he's not trying, you guys. He can't help it. He just can't help it.
You really sunk your teeth into that
Hey-oh.
one. Sour apple lip balm. Oh, that's a lip balm. That one's not actually that. They sell lip balm too. Okay.
They're like, watermelon kiwi is here. And they mean toothpaste.
KFC. You can get an electric High Smile toothbrush with KFC branding on it and the fried chicken flavored toothpaste.
I mean, we have talked about the brand crossover. I think this
Yeah.
is about as good as it's ever going to get. That's insane.
Chupa Chups.
They have a Simpsons one, a Simpsons electric toothbrush. Okay, this is wow. And this is, again, apparently not for children.
No, I mean, you can use it
Yeah.
for children, but it's not just for children.
Huh.
There's
I'm
also
curious.
others out there, like apparently David's does strawberry watermelon toothpaste, and there's a Marvis brand that does other flavors, but High Smile seems to be the one that is getting
Fascinating.
it, and it originated in Australia. So if we got any Aussies, which I know we do, you may be like, oh yeah, High Smile's been a thing for a while.
Huh. All right. Good one. Good find. I feel like I'm going to start hearing about this like crazy now.
Yeah, thanks to Mitsula for that.
I thought that this was like just me, and then I was mentioning it to people and they didn't know what I was talking about. And then all of a sudden now I'm just sort of seeing it everywhere and including up to and including sponsoring Formula One. And so it is time for me to bring one of my favorite things to the show, which is Liquid IV.
Ah, good one. I've been seeing this bubbling around too.
I have, and I don't know, it's sort of like it's inexpressible why it now feels like a thing as opposed to just something that some people know about. But here we are. Here we are with Liquid IV. And if you don't know, so what happens a lot of times is I bring it up because I talk about it all the time. And then people go, oh, you got an IV. So first of all, it is evidently pretty surprisingly common among young people of some means to like go party a bunch and then
Yeah.
have someone come to their room and give them an actual physical IV.
Also
filled
a
with,
thing.
like,
Yeah.
also a thing. So
Didn't
that
we
is-
talk on the show about like it was either your friend or my friend, I don't even remember now, who was complaining that the IVs at the Las Vegas airport hadn't come back after COVID.
I think you told me that.
Yeah, it must have been somebody I knew. Again, person of means.
But yes.
Who would party in Vegas and on the way home get an IV at the airport before getting on the plane.
A literal IV with like electrolytes, sodium, and
Tapped into your vein.
Tapped into your vein, and B vitamin is the big one that people are really into. So then several years ago, and I actually know about this because the VC fund I was with invested early in this product called Liquid IV, which is actually ironically a powder. It's a drink powder.
So neither liquid nor an IV.
It is neither liquid nor an IV. It is a powder that you mix with water. For example, I have some here because I always have some. I just started. So what happened is I was on a trip. This was, I don't know, last fall. I was in Atlanta and I had been traveling a lot and I was just like, I'm not okay. I think I had like a martini and I was like, I'm not all right the next day. And a friend said, a colleague said, you should go get Liquid IV. And I was like, I don't know. And then I remembered that we invested in it anyway. I bought powder, like a packet of it, drank it. Amazing. Like if you are genuinely dehydrated to that sort of just misery headache stage or whatever, and you have this stuff, I mean, it works. It's awesome. I don't know if it's like the B vitamin or but I think it is. It's like the electrolytes, yes, but there's a bunch of other crap in there. But also now it's just a thing. Like there are, and I know it's a thing because now there are knockoffs. Like for a while they were selling Liquid IV at Costco. And then one day I went in and it was like some other kind that's just like it. And now there are a bunch of articles that are like Liquid IV compared to all the other things. And then there's like, doesn't have too much sugar. Well, there's a sugar-free one. When you start to see this much discussion about stuff and you see it starting to creep into the like athlete world, I believe that it is safe to declare Liquid IV a thing now.
Yeah. What's fascinating about it is electrolytes aren't new, right? Gatorade goes back to what, the 70s or before.
Yeah.
So if it's different, it's about the formulation, like you were saying, like, oh, maybe it has a different balance of certain types of electrolytes, or maybe it's the vitamin B. But honestly, what makes it popular is people using it, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. But it does, I think, I mean, again, I have known a lot of people who get B vitamin shots when they're like low energy or just not feeling well in general or whatever. And I think that is part of supposedly the deal with Liquid IV. It's got B3, B5, B6, B12, which in theory help you with energy production and healthy cellular function.
Yeah.
So I think that was, and when people would get an IV, it wouldn't just be hydration. It would always be like, I knew like one, famous-ish lady who was always getting like B vitamin injections. Anyway, it's
that's definitely a thing as well. The whole B vitamin culture.
Exactly. So this taps into that too. You just have it all.
I don't want to dwell too much on the name.
But they all
aren't all IVs liquid.
Are.
This is not, in fact, an IV.
It's a powder.
The idea is that it's like an IV, but you drink it. So it's just a drink.
Yeah. It's
not even liquid.
I mean, I could see if what you're trying to say is that it's an IV in liquid form as opposed to getting an IV.
IVs are always in liquid form. It's drinkable is what's different.
Drinkable. But which isn't that peppy sounding. I mean, I guess
no.
You wouldn't want to say non-injectable IV. I mean, what's funny about it?
Swallowable IV.
I have 100% found that if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will never figure out what I'm talking about when I say Liquid IV. Like there is a real naming issue, which is that I will say it to people and they think I got an IV.
The best part is it's a powder.
And then the best part is that it's a powder. Yep.
Love it.
It's a
good
thing.
one. Yeah.
It's a thing.
Good thing. Let's get to your things. But first, we must pick a thing of the week out of our 4. Tough call this week.
It's kind of tough because I'm obsessed with Temperature Blanket. Like I love it so much. But also, oh my God, Maycember.
I was going to say,
I don't know
High Smiles is a very specific thing. So I could possibly rule that one out. Temperature Blanket and Liquid IV both have been around. We're acknowledging them.
Right.
Maycember is of the week.
It is and it is really probably for most people, it's peaking this week.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like it kind of has
I
to
feel
be,
like
right?
that's got to be it. That's got to
Yeah,
be it. Yeah.
it's a no-brainer. Thing of the week, Maysember. Maysember,
All right.
everyone. And
Congratulations,
may you survive
Maysember,
it. May you
on
survive it.
torturing parents everywhere. Feedback at it'sathing.me is our email address. Ambassador Domo has a new ice cream thing. It seems that Van Leeuwen Ice Cream used their branching out to retail via Walmart as a method to seed new physical locations. Van Leeuwen Ice Cream now has 70 physical locations in 14 states, with 23 more locations set to open in 2025 and 2026. This includes 13 locations in California, with a new one set for Westwood, and also food trucks or ice cream trucks. New York has 32 locations with 4 to come. He's got an article from thatmontclairgirl.com about it, one from phillyvoice.com, and one from wickedlocal.com in Massachusetts about Van Leeuwen ice cream coming everywhere.
Was it I don't know if I can bring myself to say it. Was it a thing before it branched out via Walmart, or it's like
I
the
almost
thing
feel
is
like
that
I
they-
talked about it years and years ago because it was an LA thing. Like this was definitely a thing in LA, and I think like in the original run of it's a thing
right.
that I might have
Wow.
mentioned it.
Okay.
Because everybody was like, "Oh, you got Van Leeuwen ice cream for your party," and stuff. But yeah, this is good to know, Ambassador Domo.
Yeah.
It's branching out. Love
And
it.
well played, Van Leeuwen. Matt Bat writes in and needs a think check on aisle cell 18. I feel like it was just
Sounds like you're in prison now.
I made an Excel joke, you guys. Matt says, I feel like I've seen way more Lucid Airs on the road in recent months. Just me or no? And then also Sasquatch cutout lawn ornaments. Let's see. This is why this is the best show on the air, because like, I'm sorry, who goes from Lucid Airs to Sasquatch cutout lawn ornaments?
Maybe you have seen more Lucid Airs. Maybe that's a thing. I can't confirm it, but that doesn't mean it isn't. But Sasquatch cutout lawn ornaments, tell me
And
more.
Matt goes on. I recently saw a few in Kentucky and Ohio, and then today I saw one near my house. Are
my
Sasquatch
gosh.
cutout lawn ornaments a thing? And apparently, by the way, they are expensive to buy.
7-foot metal life-size Bigfoot cutout.
This is insane. This is insane. And it's $479. And it's
My
7 feet tall.
gosh.
Who's putting a 7-foot Sasquatch in their lawn?
Somebody who just couldn't keep the tall skeleton up all year round and wanted something to fill the space.
Producer Rich made a note and said, can confirm they are in Ohio. Not huge, but not unusual to see.
Wow. And BioCow says smaller ones in the Pacific Northwest, but has not seen 7-foot high ones. Huh.
And then as to your Lucid Air question, I have seen a couple more than usual, even more than that, though. I've seen a lot more variety in electric cars in the Bay Area. And it's because folks are dumping Teslas.
Yeah. I think
And
that's
Lucid
the
Air
thing.
is the most one-to-one.
There's definitely the Tesla backlash that is real, and there are more types available. There are more brands than there have been. So yeah.
But I would guess,
wouldn't be
like, to
surprised.
answer your specific Lucid Air question, if you were like the type of person who early adopted a Tesla, you are definitely the type of person who would then replace it with a Lucid Air. That's like
Yeah.
a one-to-one, like, high tech and fancy looking and all that stuff. But
Kevin Chu with a quick one on parenting types. Type C parenting can turn into tipsy parenting.
hey.
Well played, Kevin Chu.
I have to say that I saw this next email come in and I was snarky about it. So here I go. Mike from Denver makes the case for not wearing the shirt. Hello. If there's a free shirt on the seat, I will absolutely not wear it. I will not wear any clothing that I have not laundered first. I tend to have very bad skin reactions to something in new clothing. Not all new clothing, but enough that I will not chance it. That said, if I was going to a sporting event, I would wear a team shirt that I have already laundered. I would then take the free shirt and put it into my sporting event support shirt rotation.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If you've got sensitive skin, I could see that. You're
No, put it
like
on over your other clothes. I'm sorry, but no.
But it could still rub against your
Nope,
skin.
suck
If
it
it's
up.
like super sensitive, I'm okay with that. And I like that Mike was like, I will put it in the rotation and I will wear a team shirt. So I'm not trying to skirt here.
Mike, wear a turtleneck to the game and put the shirt on over your turtleneck. Wear the shirt. I'm going hardline on this. I'm
Wear
sorry.
the shirt. Tie it around your arm.
Tie it around your arm.
Beth in Chicago has two things. Greetings, Thing Squad. Two potential things here. Malta. I've seen daily references to Malta lately. An acquaintance honeymooned there. Reference to Maltese in a trivia league. Hilarious and random. MST3K episode where they skewered a movie set in Malta. Is Malta the next it place to travel in Europe a la Portugal?
What a good find. I do not know.
The only Malta reference I've seen lately was their entry on Eurovision last weekend. But that doesn't mean you're wrong.
I am going to be on the lookout for this and
Malta-
maybe try to.
Malta might come up.
I might try to preempt the inevitable Wall Street Journal article and just book a ticket
To Malta.
before it comes out. Yeah.
I've been to Malta. I went there for a press thing.
That.
Yeah. It's
was
cool.
so
I love
jealous.
Malta. Malta was really cool. And then Beth continues with no other way to explain this thing than F it. There seems to be a trend of my fellow Gen Xers just saying F this and throwing in the towel on corporate careers and following a dream. I had one friend move from Chicago to a farm in Georgia, another opened a boutique shoe store she always dreamed about, and a third deciding that being a solo contractor is more fulfilling than dealing with corporate crap. It's like everyone is finally fed up enough with the state of the world to just say F it and do things on their own terms. Is this part of a wider trend or just the gutsy people I know? I can think of one person recently who quit being a vet tech and moved to Northern California to just retire early, Gen X.
Wow. I think this is a thing. I actually really do. There was even there was a piece in maybe the New York Times a few weeks ago that was effectively about how Gen Xers, have worked their whole lives and are basically just finding themselves screwed. Like,
Yeah.
I know multiple women specifically in their 50s who were like laid off, right? The round of layoffs that just hit Gen X now, who have spent a year or more trying to get new jobs. And because of the experience level, the cost of their salaries and, and ageism and sexism, which is real, ageism in the market is a very underreported story. And I think it's starting to become more reported, but it's a thing.
As millennials get older, it'll get more reported.
It will get much more reported as millennials get older. Exactly. But most of them are now finding some alternative thing to do. I think a lot of people are COVID probably accelerated this, but yes, Gen X is finding themselves in their 50s. The corporate world is giving them nothing back. If anything, it's booting them right out the door. And they're starting new things. I'm surprised that this is not more reported. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm not surprised it's Gen X.
No, I'm not surprised at all.
No one cares.
My Gen X wife, who happens to be a woman, out of work for 2 years. Ageism, sexism, I don't know. Also, though, she's like, I don't want to work at a studio. I don't want to work at a big corporation anymore. So there's that element of this as well. And The Economist just did a segment in its daily news podcast this week about Gen X being forgotten, about how millennials are better off than they were, than their parents, and even Gen Zs are finding it easier to get in the marketplace and get jobs than they expected. And it's Gen X is the one generation that actually isn't measurably better than their parents.
Jesus, we really got screwed.
It's just the timing of it because of the recessions in the 90s and the banking crisis in 2008, just hit at the wrong moments for our generation. But no one ever talks about them.
Yes, you could sort of see why we would be like, F it.
Yeah, I think that you are very much on a thing.
That is a really good, if utterly depressing observation. Although I do think that ultimately those of us who are able to say F it and do our own thing are happier, maybe?
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
those
I
millennials
think
are,
there is a
randomly?
wider trend of people saying F it, like
Yeah.
across generations.
I
I don't
think
think
there
it's
is.
specific, but I wouldn't be surprised if you did a survey and found out that generation over indexes on that.
Right. You're definitely seeing that because I think of all the we're screwed metrics that Tom just mentioned. Justin writes in from now unbearably hot Orlando with a thing spot. Polka dots and sardines. The two might seem insignificant as regards women's fashion today, but to my surprise, both while out shopping at my local Bloomingdale's and confirmation from my niece, seem to be all the albeit subtle rage.
So hold on, the polka dots thing I've noticed
Together?
but sardines as the fashion print, or I need more information on that part of it.
I just looked up sardine print.
Yeah.
Wait, but I just got a bunch of art, which is cute. Sardine
This is a
print
good
dress.
one, Justin. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I did find some dresses.
Look at that.
Okay.
Sardine fashion. It's not just for lunch anymore.
Sardine maxi dress from Hemline, $378.
Wow.
All right. That's amazing. That is a really good spot. And
We've gone
They-
from polka dots and moonbeams to polka dots and sardines.
these, by the way, are somewhat dotted sardines. I do need to know though.
Are they
if they're
polka dotted
together.
sardines?
I need to know if it's a together pattern or just like a
Yeah.
polka
No,
dot
Justin,
sardine.
we want more information. We
Help us out.
desire more information on this.
Yes.
Please follow up.
Please.
This is a good one. And then Z hashtag bun on say less. Hi, a more recent interpretation of say less I've adopted, say less and do more. Stop talking about what I want to do and show people instead. Wanted to throw in my 2 cents.
I just have to say that producer Rich just found an article at theeverygirl.com from yesterday, May 21st.
Sardine
2025.
summer?
It's sardine summer. Here's how to embrace the cheeky trend. Sardine
So
fashion is a
good.
thing. God, this show is great. You guys are so great. Our audience is amazing. Justin, this is incredible.
This is the best thing. Oh my gosh. I need to get some of these sardine
And people are
shirts.
literally like, where did this come from? I don't know. But it's everywhere.
Oh, I really like this sweater with the like Art Deco-ish print sardine pattern.
I mean, it's legit. The clay sardine charm necklace from Etsy.
Catch of
this
the
is
day.
legitimate adorableness.
Sardine jewelry too? Huh. Amazing.
Wow.
So good.
There's a sardine tin silver clutch. It's a tin. It's like, and a farmer's market tote. Okay. Oh God, I am sardine shopping. Help, help. Pull up.
We need to get to the shout outs quick.
We really do. Thank you for the emails. Feedback at it'sathing.me is where you can apparently keep us informed.
Yeah.
On all
good
kinds of
stuff.
things.
Everybody across the board. Good stuff.
Incredible. Patreon.com/it'sathing is where you can support the show directly, including at the shout out level, where we shout you out and just cleverly work your name into a slogan, for example.
Yeah. This week's slogans are airline slogans from throughout history.
Hit it.
Brian John Forcaro, fly better.
Morris Jones, nonstop you.
Benjamin Forrest, good leads the way.
AJ Venturella, work hard, fly right.
Lee Price, when you got it, flaunt it.
Kevin Sill, the wings of man.
Eric Duncan, going for great.
Jake Woods, to fly, to serve.
Gabriel Cohen, keep climbing.
Keep climbing, girl. S-Dub, Texas. Something special in the air.
Something special in the air.
Ooh.
Laura Abel, fly the friendly skies of Laura Abel.
Valor Trucks. You know what I like about Valor Trucks? Just plain smart.
Oh, plain BLM.
See what they did there? Plain.
AB Puppy, you above all.
Louis Saint Amour, the world's most experienced airline.
And Mike Akins, Low fares, nothing to hide.
Nothing to hide. You are all the greatest. Thank you for supporting our show at patreon.com/itsatthing. If you want to join your fellow patrons, you will get access to our Discord where you can chat along live with your fellow patrons, plus an ad-free RSS feed. It's so peaceful.
Yeah, do that. Do it now. You can also support the show by buying our merch. Don't forget about that. Our shopping page is itsathing.me/shop.
See you next week, friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Speaking lies. Got politicians to take that high.
Data, but make it fashion. Hold, please.
Hold, please,
I need to add this to my
life.
my Instagram follows. But make it fashion. I found it.
By the way,
I'm going to be up on things.
going for great as an airline slogan, right up there with gets you there.
I mean, right? Jesus.
Going for great. I don't know if we'll
Going for
make
great.
it.
We're
Not quite there.
planning on going at some point to try to be great.
Have you guys watched that? Are you familiar with the show The Detroiters?
Oh, yes.
Robinson?
So good.
That show is incredible and hilarious. And there's an episode with Tim Meadows as a lawyer.
Yes.
And his slogan is like, I try my best. And then they want to hire him and he's like, I'm going to try my best.
I'm going to try my best.
And he's like, is it a dog bite case? I'm a Mac at dog bite cases. But otherwise, I'm not going to win, but I'm going to try my best. Oh, it's so funny.
One of the standout lines from that show is they've got someone visiting. I don't remember exactly the person that they're talking to, but that person is like worried about something in Detroit. And they're like, what? It's not a third world country. Okay. Like, yeah, I know Detroit, whatever, but it's perfectly safe. And then she's like, oh, great. Well, I'm going to walk over to this place. And they're like, you're going to walk where?
No,
you would never. What are you, crazy? Like, you would never do that.
Oh my God, I remember that one. That's awesome. It is real. That show, like, are people talking about that show? Because it is hilarious.
Not enough.
It
Yeah.
should really get a lot more attention than it does.
That show really does need more attention because it is. I was turned on to it by Justin Robert Young, and then I just ate through it once I started watching it. It's so good.
My son told me about it, and it's hysterical. And then there's the crap. What's wrong with my brain?
Don't know that one.
I'm never going to be able to find it too because I'm just
Fly the friendly skies.
Vince Staples. Have you guys seen the Vince Staples show?
No.
No.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Also, it's my favorite thing ever because every episode's like 20 minutes.
Oh.
It's a limited series, kind of like if you like Atlanta, you'll like
Okay.
it. It's got a building kind of magical realism situation. It's so good. My son and I just literally sat there and watched the entire series. Like, did not get up off the couch, which is unheard of. For me.
It takes place in Long Beach too.
Yes, takes place
So,
in Long Beach.
Like, not that I didn't get Atlanta, but I actually have been to Long Beach. I've been to Atlanta too, but.
Oh my God!
I've been
Mitch
to
already
Atlanta.
made some sardine summer merch.
It's a thing. Best on the market. Taste the
The sea.
taste
There
the
needs to be
sea.
a pun
Okay,
there.
good.
There needs to be a
That's
pun there.
so good.
I think just leave it at best on the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a thing. Best on the market.
It's a
I
thing.
don't think
not
we
me.
need taste to see there because then you are really like, wait, is it really fish? Best on market. It's a thing, not me. That's hysterical.
Oh, Donald Glover helped Staples create the show, apparently, according to this.
Oh yeah, maybe that's why my son had made the Atlanta connection. You can tell, like, it's really got the kind of growing magical realism vibe.
Mhm.
It's just so good, so good, so good,
So good.
So.
so good. All right, friends. I believe we are at time, as the kids
We
say about
are.
meetings and junk.
Thanks,
'Cause I gotta
everyone.
Get my kid off the bus in a minute.
And then get them a costume, and then make some cookies.
Oh, my God.
Good luck,
Thanks.
Chris. We love you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.